Hi, my name's Geoff Morgan. I'm the co-founder of Morgan & Banks and Talent 2 and an incredibly enthusiastic supporter of AIME. And this year I'm going to be walking down the streets, strutting the streets in my Speedo, my budgie smugglers, and I encourage all of you people to do the same thing. I got introduced to Jack when he was a very young man. I think it's probably 10 years ago now, and he'd just completed his university degree at Sydney University and was starting the AIME organisation. And I probably was interested in him because I'm in the recruitment business, have been for 30 odd years, and here I was conversing with a young man who'd never had a job except for odd jobs while he was going to uni and school, and probably never would in his lifetime come to someone like me looking for a job. So I was pretty fascinated by him as a person and the concept about what he wanted to do with young Indigenous Australians. Well, I've seen, like a lot of corporate organisations, grow and develop over the years from nothing, and I've seen AIME do the same thing. So they've been going through the growing pains, him as a leader and a CEO, how to be a leader, how to be a CEO, how to be a mentor to other people, how to structure his organisation as it grows from, I think, from one person to today, which is probably 100 plus people, which for that type of business is a very big organisation. Well, I think the organisation is a critical part of the future for Indigenous Australians and young Indigenous Australians. All of us non-Indigenous people take education as a God-given right. In the Indigenous world, that is not the case. And I believe that good education is the way out of poverty for Indigenous and non-Indigenous people, but particularly so for Indigenous kids. And if they have the leadership and guidance through education, and we get the outcomes and we get many more young Jacks coming out of the AIME organisation, wherever they may go, they will be great role models for all the other Indigenous people in Australia today. And I think that's invaluable. You can't put a price on what that will do to the Indigenous communities around this country, and they need it. I think the biggest impact I've seen take place is when I was sitting in various university tute rooms, watching the mentors work with the mentees. And I saw a transformation in many of the mentors that I think have been life-changing. And I think that's nearly as big an outcome for AIME as is the education for the young Indigenous people. And I think the mentors have seen what a difference they can make as individuals to other young people's lives, and I think that's a real gift. And the more people who become mentors, and I've seen that happen now with family members of mine, family members of clients of mine who are going to uni and come home and say, hey, guess what? I joined this organisation called AIME today, and they go, really? How did you get involved with them? And the story gets told, and next thing you see these young people animated and feeling like they're contributing. And I think that's what we all have to keep doing, is contributing to AIME, making its impact bigger and bigger each year. Well, I think many people in the Australian community now, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, welfare and development and education is a hot topic. It's critical, we all are aware of it, and I think how that ties in with AIME and Strut the Streets is about me and all the other CEOs out there taking off all their clothes, putting on their budgie smugglers, their Speedos, and showing a bit of humility about the fact that they are prepared to do something to bring to the attention of every Australian the plight of Indigenous people in this country and how important education is for them. But I think it's an incredibly valuable thing to take all your clothes off and just walk down in your Speedos, to tell everyone that this is an important issue, and we support AIME and all of the things they want to do with the program. So I'll be doing my last strut this year, so here's a challenge to all of the CEOs out there who are the big, brave, dynamic people in Australian business to come to the start of the strut this year in your Speedos, your budgie smugglers, and walk with me for the last time down Macquarie Street. And the beaut thing for a lot of the CEOs walking down the street in their budgie smugglers. They'll be able to go home to their kids will say, wow, look at my dad, or look at my mum did. But they will be able to go home to the kids and say, do you realise that our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders are still not in the constitution of this country? They are not recognised. And that's why I'm doing this, and you need to carry on and you need to become enthused by this as well.